Team coaching. This training is made for any teams that want to step up their game really in depth. So the idea behind all of this training is that we'll have 2 sets of the VOD reviews, we'll have 2 sets of the in-depth talk about the VOD reviews, and then finally we'll have basically 2 theorycraft sessions. So in the VOD review, what's going to happen is I'm going to give you a lot of the ideas, different ideas than you guys were doing. So for example, it's a 5 versus 5, I'm expecting default. And let's say default is not happening, then I will see how to make your non-default as better as possible. So over here, it's very important to keep in mind that I'm not going to be forcing my way of thinking. But my focus is to make your plays as better as possible. But let's say it's going to be a 3 versus 3. Then what's going to happen is I will give you my idea before you even do yours. And then again, I will check what you are doing. Again, my main idea is to make your plays as better as possible. You can think about this team VOD review as me moving the pieces on the chess. I'm not going to be talking about individual micro issues, but I'm going to be talking about crossfires, chemistry, if you're playing with the drones together, the strats as well, if you're playing around the shot together, are you falling back, retreating, and so on and so on. On top of that, what I like to be doing is I like to be giving tendencies of the enemy team. So basically I'm going to be predicting what enemies will be doing based on the previous intel. And finally, I'm going to give you the goals. Goals are probably the most important thing when it comes to a VOD review, something that you guys can work on before anything else. Just my suggestions over there, but also the goals will be extremely handy to actually think about on the other maps as well. After the team VOD, we will talk about in-depth VOD review mistakes. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be asking you what would you like to work on these goals, or if you want to talk about some additional examples or questions or topics, we can go over them. And then what's going to happen is, let's say we're talking about the executions, I'm going to recreate a situation that happened in the Pro League, and my question will be, what do you guys think what should have been happening right now? And I will try to get at least 2 different answers, and again, my point over here is to make your answers as better as possible, as long as they make sense. And then my fully animated topic will do the trick. Then for example, the theorycraft will be something, for example, reviewing your strats or seeing how to play with some specific operators such as Echo, Oryx, Clash, Monty, or for example, how to properly rush push, how to execute. We can also talk about like different kinds of executions, playing post plans, playing late rounds, mid rounds, like it can be literally anything that you guys like to talk about. I can also make the strats for you. And this icon stands for as just repeat the whole process. So we'll go again, team VOD review, then we'll be going over in-depth analysis, theorycraft, and go back to the final part.